San Diego Bay. We are on what is called the Shoal. This is what's called a Luff-in regatta. Luff-in regattas are low pressure racing. 5 races, very short day. San Diego area, so Mission Bay Yacht Club, Coronado, San Diego, Southwestern. Other kids are invited too. But again, it's kind of informal a little. We try to run them very well. Everything's to standard. We do use the 3-minute Appendix U sound signal system for Luff-ins. And we just do a running clock. We got laser radials, ILCA 6s. And we've got an A and B fleet Sabot sailors after that. This is Zach Peterson. So we are getting ready for a lot of things, but one of the things, he knows the current is pretty strong. He tested it before. He might have gone a second too early. Yeah, that's a big mistake. Now you got to remember the sound signal comes a second after we actually heard, it actually went off. We don't hear it right away. So that was an outstanding start. But you could tell he just used what we're practicing for. Is a lot of these kids like him are getting ready to go to college in the next couple of years. So what they're practicing for is, this is like an East Coast venue. There's real current on the shoal. It ranges from 13 feet to about 7 feet right up here. This is actually a shoal marker. Yesterday was 4.5 feet deep at that shoal marker by 5 o'clock when we were out here. Here, he did this very well. Yeah, look at him. When you're sailing in like this type of venue, you have to not keep your head down in the boat. You got to be looking. So right now, the A fleeters are looking hard right probably and going, it looks glassy way out over there. And it looks windier out over here. While you're sailing, you have to look at people's angles and you have to look at the wind on the water. So it's just more of a real venue from a standpoint of, you know, there's a lot of venues, especially in high school and college. You might go to a high school nationals and you get to a place where this type of racing is what you're going to be doing. And Vesper is hiking her brains out over there. That's what she's been working on, but she's only in 8th grade. She's not looking at college yet, that's for sure. Most of these kids are 8th, 9th graders. Now, I don't think the A fleeters really practice the pin and ley line drill before this race. One thing you always do when you have current is you do what's called the pin and ley line drill. And we're very lucky to have Aiden who here. Aiden grew up in our program. He just graduated from Roger Williams University to win the team racing nationals last year in college. So he's outstanding. One of the few kids that didn't follow my lead on sailing double-handed or 420s at a young age. He just stuck to the Sabot, man. Very confident. These guys are okay. So you do not try to port tack the fleet in the first race, you guys. No. Yeah, race 1 is about starting clean, making it boring, and speed testing and getting yourself up the first 30 or 40 seconds. These kids, all of this is current related. You cannot yell tack at people. Yeah, Kai did the best job. Kai, 9504. But these guys, again, the current is going in our face, so it's holding us back. And so you have to be over early, actually, about 30 seconds. That was not pretty. So there's more adverse current on the left over here. But the left shift is so big here that you just have to get out there and do it. So these guys are doing a good job here. They're just gonna have to just play shifts here. This is a great learning experience. Lasers going around these gates. I think the laser should have just gone by the lee, like the leaders by the lee, and then rounded this gate. If that was a starting line, I would be starting right there on port. This is the C1 fleet, and we try to hardwire all of our kids with pre-race routine, you know, just get out there and warm up and practice, and everybody did a good job of it. But again, this pin end is not only favored for the wind, this pin end is favored for the current. Now you got 1 minute pre-race routine. Look upwind, what do you see? That laser looks really good wind. That's the best starboard lift we've seen all day. These are the things that racers be doing. These guys are in deep trouble. These guys are in deep, deep trouble. The current is moving them left to right. And no one, they remember how the laser started in the first start. They should be fighting for the line. I mean, they're all going to start 30 seconds late. Yeah, this is because in practice, it's kind of funny, guys. I set the starting line crazy favored like this yesterday, and it didn't work. Yeah, this is not pretty at all. Yeah, they're all going to have to tack. Yeah. Sam's going to be first, 10069, even though he is right there. Every single one of you just lost at least 15 or 20 seconds. I was going to go take a line sight on the starting line. Oh, I figured out what was happening. The committee boat was dragging. That's what it was. I didn't take a line sight on it. Ooh, look at it. The wind's going right. So the problem with the wind going right now, you guys, is the wind's going to be coming over the rocks more, so that it's going to be kind of squirrely. Look at Sam, 10069 leading. Okay, here comes the A and the B fleeter. So this is an A fleeter Celeste, B fleeter Clara Hannum. It's really neat. We mixed the A and B fleeters. And then it looks like Steven Ashton with green numbers is on the inside. He's probably getting pushed a little bit towards us, so that hole's going to open up. Will Simpson on his tail. Here's Theo. Lasers are going to the finish. We talked about earlier that today what was going to determine the races was who could watch the wind and watch angles. Look at 8639. So every A fleeter that's coming up through this group should be looking over their shoulder there. We've got A and C1s all mixed together now. Here's Jackson looking good, C1. Laszlo. Yeah. Yeah, I said with that guy's dad when I was a teenager. Going a little too high. He should go down an inch and hike. Yeah, you can see the light spot Sammy's in here. The A fleeters are finishing. Fenton first, Steven second, Celeste third. Kai Keeper fourth, Will fifth. Oh no, that's Fenton. Oh, Clara Hannum won the first race. Yeah, Clara Hannum, a B fleeter, won the first race. Don't talk to her, don't talk to her. Okay, beautiful day. One characteristic of regattas that indicate current, there's a lot of things. We can look at the buoy and we can see the rings over here, and you can see we're moving sideways. I'm actually going that way a little now. Yeah, you can see it, right? See me moving? Look at the water moving here, all the swirls. Okay, but also another indicator is look where all these coaches drift to. So what does that indicate to you? If the current was going the other way, everybody would be hanging right up here by the start line. But you can see that everybody's drifting very quickly. So a lot of times I go to coach a group and we'll talk about the coaches that, you know, there'll be a big 2-hour talk on boat handling. But again, you got to learn the cues to current. You see how far those boats have drifted in 4.5 minutes? And the coach is doing a good job getting them off her boat and getting them to get back upwind. That's the C1 fleet, and they had the worst start in the history. So I'm gonna go bark at them a little bit. But you can see how quickly, I don't know if you can tell, but how quickly I am moving. Look at the land over the top of the buoy. Look how quickly I'm moving. And so upwind, that's gonna make the upwind leg longer, so you have to have more patience. You have to, if you make one mistake, it's gonna be compounded, right? Because other people aren't losing VMG while you are. Downwind's gonna go very quickly with this current. Sometimes people say, oh, I don't really worry about the current. Well, the current is affecting the start because somebody's gonna get hit this thing. The current's gonna affect the upwind legs. Theoretically, the much shallower water, you can see the green water around the shoal. I mean, much shallower water there, but right now you got to go early left. You got to get the left wind shift that we seem to be in down here at the start line, and then you got to play the shifts because on occasion the wind comes off the rocks. So I'm gonna go get the C1s and I'm gonna get them way the heck up current. Number one rule between races, when you're waiting races, is stay up current. If the wind were to die, which it's not going to, and you're way down there, See how far they've gone? Nice. All these kids staying upwind and up current. Nice race, Kai. Okay, so these guys have less than 1 minute. Vesper doing a good job. Into the current. She should stop there. Slow, slow. Yep, she should stay slow. Bad job of trimming main into the tack. She should look back at the race committee now because she's in trouble. She should tack twice. See, Zach's doing a good job down there. See, he realized he pulled the trigger too early. Oh, he's in trouble. Wow, he's gonna hit it. Work on starting at the pin, so very good. I like to learn 1, 2, or 3 things every single day. 29ers heading to the ocean.
To bring our pin end down a little bit. Okay.
So for race 2, they pulled the pin up a ways, because I think the wind showed a little right wind shift. Zach is winning there.
You're welcome, sir.
Vesper coming around, easy second. She rounded the downwind end, but I like her wind. This is a big hole right here in the middle. I think she's gonna get ahead and she's gonna get a little right shift up in there. Yeah, I mean, Zach is just gone. The lasers are going to the orange buoy and yep, see how that's starting to head her? So she keeps going because she's in a hole. She's getting a header. She's still in a hole. She needs to get to that puff that's just above her, that dark shade. Yeah, she's gonna go there, right under the puff. She's trying to get a lift, but no. Sometimes you think what's gonna happen. I think she's doing the right thing, just trying to get across those boats. I thought she was gonna almost double her lead on those guys. It is lighter right in this area, so if you look across the course, it looks like the best wind is right above Vesper there. She rounded the wrong gate mark. When she came around that last gate mark, that end was further upwind. Here's the A fleet. Again, see how I had 103.96? I told her to aim for the middle, and she'll stay out of this game of all these kids. Like, I gotta hand it to the A fleet, A and B fleet. They're much better this time. Last time was, you can't do that in the first race. 103.96, get away from everybody in the middle and then be trying to tack. So you get second in the first race and then possibly hit the pin. Yep, that's good though. This is a Luff in, you guys. This is a Luff in. It's not like it counts for a whole lot. So I understand the aggressiveness. Here comes Clara Hannum, had a beef leader, won that race. She is right on the cusp. Oh, see, the C1s are much better this time. Parker, I told him, dude, just Sammy. See, a little east. Now everybody should look at their sail right now and probably start accelerating like Jackson. 8752, red, white, and blue. That's a classic boat, dude. Some classic stories about people who have owned that boat. Sailors that went a long way in the world. Let's see if Jackson port tacks, and he is. Oh, he let go of the main sheet. Here goes Poppy tacking. Good job. Jackson, nice start, brother. You can send that to the grandparents. Well, dropping the main sheet, I don't know. Actually, we do want a big ease of the main when we tack onto a lift. Come out of a tack on a big lift and we kind of ramp up the speed right away with a big ease and then trim back in. Sammy, nice work. So C1s, listen between the races a little. B fleet coming down here. You got Will, Fenton, Celeste, Clara Hannum, 103.96. Here's the C1s. Sammy winning the C1s. The 8th, these guys are going to the finish. Sammy killing it. Jackson killing it. Here's Poppy. Ooh, yeah, Poppy, a new C1. Pretty, kind of new. 10022. Look at that. Jackson. Great. This is just beautiful stuff. Ready for race 3. It's a, what, 13 knots? A Sabot in 13 knots is like a normal boat in about 17. And that's our team goal. Our team goal is to be able to handle a Sabot like a champ in 18 knots. Because it is not a heavy wind. It's not like an open ocean boat over here. And the boat wants to relentlessly spin into irons. We got the laser starting. Oh, 449. Trying to get her. But the reason why I'm doing this video now early is you got to keep your boat dry if you're a Sabot sailor. And you avoid jibing. Chicken jibes all day long in an April Sabot. In any boat. There's no reason to jibe in the pre-start unless you have to. And in a Naples Sabot, anytime you jibe, you're going downwind. And we have a rule in Naples Sabots, only go downwind when you have to. It's such a hard boat to go upwind that you don't go downwind in it until the rules say you have to. When you have to go to the leeward mark, you go downwind. You can see how streaky the wind is. There's a big hole right here, big puff up in there. 30 seconds for the lasers. So several of these boats, one has too much bang on probably, and that's okay as long as you understand that hits the boat, so it takes more control. Like look at 187, 389, they just stalled. That was all Vang right there. I'm so glad that happened. You see that? If you've got Vang on, you have to scull down and get the thing moving forward, then you can trim. Zach had a great start in the middle. They did move the whole starting line. Luffins are good because you got to react. You know, you got to have your head out of the boat. You look upwind. This looks like light spot right through here. Santiago's getting lighter. Yeah, so you got to see that stuff coming. Way more important than boat handling right now. Vesper's the hardest hiker in the group. She just gets her head out there. She really works out quite a bit. Has a lot of potential for strength. That's I can see like her hair under the boom the whole time. Nice. A fleet and B fleet together. So these starts are different because we're in a different current. You can see the race committee boat hanging. But the pin end isn't favored like it was before. But I would do what Elle's doing here. 9559 is golden. Yeah, look at her height. Yeah, that was excellent. Tons of power, slow head up. She didn't do the panic, stick the bow up super hard. Nice start by Will, Steven. So, if you want to be good, Sabot A fleet. And the cool thing about Luffins is the B fleet gets to race against the A fleet. So you can get a kid to fall in love with sailing if they're beating A fleeters. They'll dig that feeling. So it's always good to have good feelings. Clara Hannum is right in the top of this pack. Fenton, look at that. Yeah, he's good. There's about 6 kids in that A fleet that kicked my butt, that's for sure. These A fleeters over there hiking. Oh, look at that, Clara Hannum hiking. If you're Clara right there, you know Fenton's fast. You just kind of match race him here a little from a standpoint of just don't go split away from him. Just try to speed test against him. And then when he tacks, go on the other side of him, go a little ways, wait for a little header, or do that. 3 Will around first, Steven second. So kind of the more experienced sailors. Theo having a good race, Elle having a great race. She is an A fleeter. I think this is her second A fleet regatta. She has got a lot of water in her boat. Look at her, dude. She's just scooting back, over trimmed, cautious, get a fit. Yeah, this is 14 knots. 14. Marker about to win a C1 race. He's just nursing the boat here. He's He's got a lot of water in his boat. He's just surviving. There's no big puff coming, so he's a golden. Nice race, Parker. I don't think I've ever seen you win a race by more. Here's Poppy just surviving. She's probably the smallest one out here. Here's Sam. Sam, when you bail, you gotta trim your mane in, dude. He just did. He's pulling his mane in. But you gotta over trim your mane like that guy is, not that far. Because if you get bigger puff right now, you die. But look at him, he's charging.
Change boat. We made you.
Jive for 4th place. Most of the C1 fleet is way back still. Oh, dude, is he gonna jive? Yeah. Survival jive. Nice, dude. Lasers race 4, and you can tell Zach remembers the last Luffin, which was Vesper came out and just had a huge day. So Zach's has been dominating the lasers. A fleet starting right there. Look at L. 9559 did this the last time. She's fending off Fenton. Look at that. Yeah. So the A fleet is great because these kids are just pushing each other so hard. All the time. In practice twice a week. So they learn a lot just through their own personal evolution. General recall. Not a general recall. They called 4 boats back. Here's Vesper again. See how she keeps her head out there? Striking the laser. She'll just keep her head out. And we got to work on playing the main sheet, micro main sheet adjustment. So you keep your head out. You have to be able to move your main sheet arm without moving the tiller. And you have to fight feathering as much as you can. It's flat water today, so it's okay to feather up a little in flat water, but when you really race lasers in the ocean and it's choppy, you can't feather. You have to be able to play the main and keep all of your weight out as far as you can. It's just strictly 80% of races in the ocean and over 9 knots, 10 knots is fitness. At the world level, it's more like over 12 knots. It's all fitness. Because everybody's fit at that, you know, so it's the ones that have that extra ability in 12, 13 knots. Wow, that weather mark is just way too far left. Race 4, Vesper coming around easy second in the lasers, Zach winning easily. I don't know if you looked at earlier video, but it was twice this windy. So this has dropped off to 8 knots. It's kind of what the forecast said it would do. It would build up maybe to 11 and then back off a little and maybe up to 13 and back off. Look at Poppy. We'll see if she does better this race even though the wind is lighter because we got her Cunningham and outhaul set. Like when you're small on a Sabot, man, you just put the outhaul like 1 inch all the way on in heavy air anytime you're overpowered and 1 inch from all the way on when it's lighting. Jackson rebound. Look at him chewing his main sheet. So funny. He's in the last couple seconds. Oh goodness. I'm not sure what he did there. Yeah, Poppy, go girl. Yes. How confident is that? She should have been trimming earlier, obviously. Tack. So if she'd have trimmed a few seconds earlier, can you imagine what a cool sport this is? 9-year-old, and you're out here racing against, you know, kids that are 2 years older than you. Parker, finally. Yes. Sammy, nice. Here we go, race 4. Only 1 more race to go. Will Simpson might be winning the regatta now because a couple of his competitors both have bad races. If you don't do any throwouts and Luffin. Clara Hanna might be 4th in the A, and she's a beef leader, so all she has to do is survive 1 clean race. Pin end is over there somewhere. So she should have had more bang. Zach was over. That could be good. If she gets a first, she could get second in the regatta. I think she is second. She's on a big lift. And so she should be hanging her head out and footing a fraction right now. Just full speed ahead towards the next header. Not footing too much. Yep. Dig into it. Keep going. It's windier. I think she just looked upwind. But you gotta keep looking up over there, and you gotta start planning it out early. Yeah, lifted. I'm worried that there's more wind. I'm worried there's more wind there. So she is lifted still. So yeah, it looks lighter out beyond her. Looks lighter out beyond her. She would take a look back over her shoulder at these guys. They look tiny bit lifted. Luciana. Oh, there she is. Oh my gosh, with the outhaul and Cunningham will do. 449. And Vesper was just patient. I don't think that that's a lift on port, but she's got a ton of wind coming. She's got to stop feathering in the puffs. You got to get the puffs and go dead straight for a second and just lean on it and then let the boat climb up. Yeah, you got to be careful of feathering too quickly. But she looks good. She's just got her head hanging out the whole time. There's no bouncing going on in flat water. It's just sheer power against the hiking strap. Yeah, now she's dug into a header. She's gonna round first for sure. Yeah. The guy taps on the big lift. She's gonna gain here because she's gonna tack onto a lift. Now what she does is bang off. There she goes. And she wants to go by the lead very early here. Very nice rounding. Yeah. Nice and easy, yeah. By the lead very early. The current's very strong going to our right, to her, from her left to right. So she's getting pushed towards me with the current. So that's why she's very low. The only concern with that is this glassy stuff up here. Cool, beautiful. Oh, biggest righty of the day. If you look at the race committee flag, it is blowing right. So I think she's doing the correct thing. Here's the AV fleet starting. If Clara Hannum has something special, you know, where she actually gets a first in a race and somebody else has a bad race, she might be in the top two. 103.96 is just, I did tell her to don't start to windward of Celeste. Oh, all right. General recall. So that's just inexperience. When the wind goes hard right before a start, younger sailors don't know how to slow down. They put their sail out and the boat keeps moving forward because they're lazy a little. In the fin end's favor, it's easy to stop, you know. The boat end favor, no way. Totally helped move the pin, and that was not a good idea. Considering I'm on painkillers for tendonitis in my shoulder. Anyway, what we're going with here is I can see that the water is moving from our left to right now. So as these guys, they have to be conscious of that. I can push the line a little harder. If I was 103.96, yes, I would luff my sail and drift that way. Okay, that works. You just don't want to start right next to somebody who's, you know, someone who's won a lot of regattas or somebody who's really a big pincher. Minute rule. Jack. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Man, oh man. So the first 3 races were pin-in favored like crazy. And then as we moved further as we moved the race committee boat out, it became more of a boat-in favored situation. Some people got lucky right there. Some people got lucky right there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, look at her. She's watching the water. Looks at her sail. Main's not too tight. She's always right on the edge of too tight. She just has to wait for a header. Oh, Lorelei Heim has had a couple of good races. Yellow boat.
We cleared up, pick up one of the birds.
Yeah. See, she's still. Look how light she is. She's on the rail, dude. If you're a good skipper, you can be on the rail. Yeah. If you know how to steer just perfectly. That's good. Theo around in first. Sometimes, you know, you just don't know what's going to exactly happen, and you just play a couple shifts the right way. There you go. That was a left, right, left beat. It's like the left took the early lead, then the right kind of came back, and then the right lost it, and the left came back again. Oh, I'm not on the line for the C1s, but these guys done much better. Their first start, if you watch back for race 1, oh man, that was not pretty. Parker, wow. There you go. He's had a 1-1, I believe, the last 2 races. Jackson, nice rebound. I think capsize race 3, and then race 4 and 5 have been really good starts both times. I think some of us need to work on transitioning through light wind. When it gets light wind upwind, some of us foot off too much. We reach off looking for power, but the wind didn't shift. Usually it just died. You can go down a little, but you gotta be careful. The name of the game is climb upwind, and through light spots, if you panic, not good. And a lot of people do it. They yank the tiller towards them when it gets light because they want more power. Oh, Theo, look at him telling Steven he had no room. We talked about that in the brief. Yeah, see, it's better to get on the rail first and then trim. You don't need to heel the leeward in a Sabot and breeze. The damn thing will round head to wind if you let it. The thing will spin right up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She just won the race. There's the pin end right there, right? Here's the committee boat end. At about 3 minutes, you should be over here, and you should just get an idea. Are we lined up with something? Right now, we're almost lined up with the people. We're lined up with the pilings. So you sail out here, you line the pin up through the committee boat end, and here's the flag again. I'm gonna drop down. I'm over, I'm over, I'm over, I'm over. Okay. I'm below the line. See the tripod? Yeah. Here we go. Watch it again here. See, I'm below the line, below the line. My line sight. Okay. So I'm probably going to use the windows. You see the windows up there behind it? I'm going to start right about here. Okay. Got it? And then if I line it up exactly with the tripod thing there, I'm probably over. My bow is over right now. Now the tripod's to windward of the pin. I'm definitely over. Okay, so get a line sight at 5 minutes, at 3 minutes. Here I am, watch it. I'm below the line right now. And now I'm getting more below. So there we go. C1's going on their last upwind. Oh my gosh. We got America. What good teammates. Their teammates started to do another lap and they yelled, like 3 different kids yelled at her that she was doing the wrong course. So that was nice. Oh, Poppy. Laszlo, looking good. Okay. Sabots are headed in. Lasers have 20 seconds to their start. Oh, Luciana. I like the way Zach sailed with a lot of risks today. Kind of a lot of risks, but you know, you've got some big regattas this summer. We got the Cressy High School National Qualifier in September, and we've got to start working on our, you know, our strategies and things. And we've got to learn the starts need to be kind of boring with incredible accelerations. That was a really good acceleration. He's flying through there. So, nice work. I think the lasers did well today, keeping their head out of the boat and watching the streaks in the wind. And they weren't just head down in the boat. Boat handling didn't matter that much today. What mattered today was being on top of the ships and making little adjustments to steering and the main sheet through the puffs and rolls. Very tiny adjustments. Anywho, last video of the day, Sammy winning the C1 race. He passed Parker. Here's Parker. Second. Jackson. Third. These guys are all over trim. They're all over trim. Look at their telltales are not flying. Yeah, lured telltales are stalled. Yeah, oh my goodness gracious. Zach gonna do, I think they have another lap. Go. Actually, this is the last video. I don't know if you can see the bottom, but the lasers are gonna, another half an hour and these lasers will be running aground over here. I remember my first time sailing in Key West in like far 40s, and I looked down, I'm like, oh, this is, we gotta be hit, but no. This is about 6 or 7, 6 feet deep right here. You had fun, Burr?